Hello, welcome back. This is going to be a little bit different. I am all about the garden and the yard, so eventually we'll have to do tools. So I just wanted to do kind of a quick review about the Bauer hedge trimmer. As you can tell, I do have safety that is there tied off, so I can do this one-handed, so I can do a good example. Alrighty, and then just kind of wanted to switch around. Kind of hard to do a showcase with something that needs two hands, but it's a good general idea. The real struggles that any of them had is just once it cut, it might lay over on it, so then it kind of becomes in the way of the next one. But other than that, this thing so far is awesome. I'll do a quick update once I finish with another bush. Alright, so the goal is definitely quick, not super efficient. I do have to get a little step stool to get up higher on there. So it's kind of hard to tell how much I was actually cut, but I went ahead and just continued a little bit, flattened off this thing was pretty well. I've been at it for about 10 minutes. Cuts pretty quick on everything. I'll do another before and after on another bush. Okay, so this one's going to be the real test. This is going to be cut down quite a bit to where a lot of the brown is showing until we get some new regrowth back. But I figured this would be the best test for it and see what it's capable of. I'll be back. Not bad. I know it's not going to look great in the middle. Like I said, the point was to cut it back enough where it just stops being tall and gets a little bit bushier. It's just way too tall. Honestly, probably end up cutting it a little bit more than that. Maybe hard to tell, but cut off quite a bit. Let's see what this battery's at. Okay, so now been doing this for about 25, maybe 30 minutes. Did quite a bit, cut off some pretty thick branches, and with my 3 milliamp hour 20 volt Bauer battery, it shows, hard to see, there's 3. It shows 3 out of 3, which I would assume would be obviously closer to 75 than 60, or be in the middle. And this thing's doing pretty good, so I'm gonna keep at it for a few more minutes and make sure it's not one of those batteries that just says it's fully charged until it's just dead, and I'll be back. As you can tell, a little sweaty. Just finished up almost a full battery. I've been using this trimmer for about almost 2 hours, split over 2 days, but I did not charge it. I did leave the battery unplugged from the unit itself, but as you'll see, just one. So there's 1 out of 3 still. Now, I don't know where they get their gauges from, whether it is 30 to 0 is 1 regardless, or if it flashes once it gets lower. But there's at least 1 out of 3 still. And like I said, I've been doing this for about 2 hours. This thing has done a lot. I mean, I have done bushes that are hedges that you can kind of gauge by my finger here. I mean, at least as wide as my finger, and it'll slowly whittle them down. So it's been doing really good. So definitely happy with this unit. I will try to get their leaf blower soon as well as out of stock. I wanted to test out a few of their products before I get rid of that 90-day period. So Harbor Freight has this thing where if you buy something, basically no questions asked. They might just try to make obviously friendly conversation, but what I was told, they could care less. 90 days, bring it back if you don't like it. So far, I'm in love with this thing. It's working very great. I have a lot of bushes, and I just did, I mean, I would say at least 60% of everything I needed to do. And I mean, I cut down bushes and I cut down even lower in stems. There were spots where I was doing was nothing but sticks. I mean, as thick as my pinky, and it handled no problem. It stopped 2 or 3 times, and it's because more than one got in there. And when they're all moving, when more than one gets stuck in there at a time, then it does jam up. That only happened a couple times. And then it happened once where I was cutting something, and then it was, I guess, just strong enough that I didn't want to cut it. It fit in there, but I didn't want to cut it, so it just stopped. And the unit wasn't making any more noise. I just had to let go of the safety and the trigger at the same time, and then cut it back on, and then it started going like nothing happened. But so far, I'm super excited about this. I can't really tell. Maybe able to tell back once I edit the first part to the second part to see if it does sound any different. Could be crazy. I did oil it up again, so it might look a little glossy, but can't quite tell. Almost sounds like it rattles a little bit more, but if there's any rattling to this, it'll only get worse, and I still have a lot to put it through. So I'll know probably in a week or two whether this thing's gonna hold up. If it holds up through that stuff, whatever I got left, and it doesn't get any worse, it'll be great, and it'll do those light little bit of trimming. Because it's only bad once you let things get out of hand. When you first buy a house, bushes are a little bit taller than maybe what you'd want them to be. But if anything grows in the next 2, 3, I mean even 3 months, it's going to be those light new green, softer sticks or limbs and stuff like that. That's not going to be a problem for this thing. So I just got to get through the hard, heavy-duty work now, and it'll be easy later. So until next time, hopefully, like I said, I'll be able to get their leaf blower and try that out, and really put down the whole Bauer line on like somewhat of a test, just for typical backyard everyday people. I probably wouldn't mind if my neighbor wanted to pay me to do this kind of thing, but I could definitely see if I own my own business for this kind of stuff, I would probably want something that was a little bit longer. This is 20 inches, and I've seen even baseline at 24 inches, and I'm assuming they make easy 26, 28. And I know they have extenders for different types of things, like I think Ryobi has more of a stick with the battery, and then like an extender, and then probably a 20-inch blade or so. Could be helpful because I do have some bushes that are really tall, but for now, this is doing everything I needed to do. So thanks for watching, and we'll see what I got next time.